Tonight on Elon Local News. How to manage your stress during finals week. Move out madness, how some students are helping the community. Exploring North Carolina, what students can do if they're on campus this summer. Elon Local News starts right now.
Live from the Jane and Brian Williams studio at Elon University School of Communications, you're watching Elon Local News.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for our last Elon Local News of the semester. I'm Amanda Gibson.
And I'm Samantha Casamento. Finals start on Thursday, which can cause a lot of stress for students. Elon Counseling Services therapist Mark Eads says the best way to get through them is to recognize how you're feeling.
If you try to just power through it and do nothing but study, you're probably going to have a lot of stress in your life. That's just what's going to happen. So making sure to take care of yourself and do all the things that you need to do. Sleep enough, eat enough, make sure you're spending time with friends, taking breaks and just going out and not studying for a little bit.
Eads also suggests if students are in an exam and feeling anxious to take a moment to relax and stay positive.
It's going to be really important to stop, take a break, take a few deep breaths, get your mind off of what you're doing for a little bit, even for a few minutes. And then when you're feeling like you're back down to close to your normal self again, try to go back to the test that you're taking.
For more tips on how to beat your final stress, Counseling Services is open through the end of the school year. And you can schedule an appointment by calling 336-278-7280.
And something else that comes with finals is drinking energy drinks or caffeinated beverages. Our Baylor Rodman is live in studio to tell us about the possible harm energy drinks have on student health. Baylor.
We're sorry for technical difficulties. So I think Baylor was going to just tell us about how caffeinated drinks, like energy drinks, are just bad for your health. I think they said that there's like 42, 56 grams of sugar.
It's way more grams than this
ounces.
You're supposed to drink for one single day.
Way too many
just
grams.
one serving.
As students start packing up and heading home for the summer, local restaurants in downtown Elon are hoping for business from locals. I have more on how one business is preparing. Elon's newest business, McGurk's Pub and Grill, is spending their first summer in downtown Elon. The restaurant opened in September and has been a hit with Elon students and locals alike.
Making a lot of relationships with the students and with the locals, and it's been great.
While it has been popular since its opening, this summer may be challenging for the business. Being located in the downtown area means a majority of the customers who come in are students. Manager Justin Brawley says he understands the potential loss of customers over the summer, but is not worried.
We were here last summer. We weren't open, but we were working, and we could see that, it's obviously slower without the students. But we have a good following with our locals, and we look forward to having them out here, and I'm sure we'll do just fine.
According to Brawley, 80% of McGurk's employees are students, most of which won't be at school over the summer. The restaurant has been in hiring mode these past few weeks to make up for the loss of staff.
I mean, it's a great place to work. It's a good atmosphere, so we got a lot of people that are eager to jump on board.
One of the people eager to jump on board is Elon sophomore Carrie Armston, who will be staying in town for an internship. After not getting on-campus housing for the summer, she needed a job to pay for her off-campus living expenses.
I had to get my own apartment, and I don't live at home anymore, so I was like, easy job.
Arnston says she doesn't know of many students staying on campus, but thinks as a result more locals will try McGurk's, who may not have during the school year.
They were saying they hope the locals that don't like coming out on the weekends when the students are here, hopefully we'll get them. So we shall see.
While McGurk's has to overcome challenges they've never faced before.
We're here open, business as usual. Nothing's going to change this summer.
They will continue to provide the same service as during the school year. Plans on keeping its current hours for the summer, but may close a few hours earlier if business is slow.
With move out just a few days away for some students, many might be wondering what to do with the belongings in their dorms that they can't take home or don't need for next year. Our Maeve Ashbrook looked into how you can donate your unwanted items and give back to the community.
Senior store manager for the Triad Goodwill in Burlington, Lisa Perkins, says donations and sales speed up in May when Elon students are moving out of their dorms.
My customers know that I'm going to get the stuff from Elon, so they know to come looking for it. Elon's moving out. You're getting furniture, along with clothes, household goods, things like that.
To make donating easier for students, Elon hosts the Don't Trash It program. Students drop off their items in blue bins, and donations are then sent to local community partners like Goodwill. Assistant Director of Sustainability Kelly Harrer has been running the program for 2 years and says it is easier to take your belongings to the bins than the landfill.
If you already know you don't want to take your stuff, it's much better for it to go to someone in need in this area as opposed to just being buried in a landfill.
Perkins says programs like Don't Trash It are great for the community, but also convenient for stores like Goodwill. She says these programs help the community see the university in a positive light.
The way the community views a college, helps a college, and Elon is a big part of, Alamance County. So the impact there is there for the students and the faculty there to make.
For Perkins, donations mean more than the items leaving the store. The mission of Goodwill is to help people in the community get jobs, and Perkins says that when people buy from the store, the money goes back to help their resource center.
85 cents on every dollar that we make in our stores goes to fund our missions, not to pay the light bill and the all the employee salaries and the cleaning and everything else, the supplies. It goes back into the community.
But for both Harrer and Perkins, it's the strong relationship between Elon and the community that really matters. Maeve Ashbrook, Elon Local News.
Harrer says that students can donate any household items except for bed pillows, mattress pads, and any dirty or broken items. Don't Trash It begins tomorrow and runs through May 31st.
The decision to switch from the corporate world to farming for one man in Alamance County was all about family. Take a look at Reverend's Farms in Graham. Trading in the CEO suite for farmland was an obvious choice for Bruce Nelson, manager of Reverend's Farms Cafe here in Alamance County. After more than 3 decades working in the corporate world for Office Depot, Nelson made the move to join his daughter Suzanne Nelson in North Carolina.
I've always believed that you ought to dream your dreams, and if you can, let your children follow their dreams.
What started as humble beginnings on a 10-acre farm has grown to over 400 acres. But Bruce says the challenges of leading a 55,000 team like Office Depot versus 30 employees at Reverend's are similar.
The real difference is that my business partners are my family. I don't have shareholders. And we can do things for the good of many as opposed to the good of the few.
Suzanne says working with family brings its challenges.
Our disagreements are really intense, but our passion is also really intense, and we both are driven by the same vision and the same faith.
But in the end, for both Bruce and Suzanne, it's all been worth it.
Now I'm home with my family. I get to help co-raise a granddaughter, watch animals thrive, watch people thrive at work, and there's a lot of joy in it, and a lot more joy than running a big company.
Most of the meat produced on the farm is brought to the cafe and served with other local vegetables and products.
The provost candidate discussions continue this week. Thursday night, Aswani Valetti from UNC Wilmington will be on campus to discuss what he will do if he's appointed provost. Valetti's presentation takes place at 4:15 p.m. in Lakeside 214. For continued coverage on the provost search, go to elonnewsnetwork.com.
Something else that comes with finals is drinking energy drinks or caffeinated beverages. Our Baylor Rodman is back in studio. Baylor?
Thanks, Sam and Amanda. Sorry about the technical difficulties before, but again, as the excitement for the end of the year approaches, many not so exciting things loom with it. Papers, projects, final exams, you name it. And many students around campus may find themselves relying much more on caffeine and specifically energy drinks to keep themselves moving. But is this the safest option for students? Well, while research shows that energy drinks can improve attention, performance, and productivity for at least a short period of time, other studies have found them to cause health issues ranging from difficulty sleeping to seizures and even cardiac arrest, leaving a massive impact on a person's health and not for the better. The amounts of caffeine in energy drinks can vary wildly, and with some brands it may be undefinable, as there is currently no requirement to declare the amount of caffeine labeled on these products. But Maybe there should be. A single 16-ounce container of an energy drink, for example, can contain anywhere from 54 to 62 grams of added sugar, totally exceeding the amount of 25 grams recommended. So the bottom line here is that energy drinks can have serious health effects. And although students may be tempted, we need to know our repercussions. Back to you.
And coming up, many students will leave campus over the summer, but if you're sticking around, we have ideas for some fun things you can do when classes aren't in session.
After the break, I'll be telling you if you should be studying Belk Library or Under the Oaks.
You're watching Elon Local News.
As Elon students are getting ready to head home for the summer, others are planning their summer on campus. Brian Ray has some fun day trips to add to your bucket list.
Is one of 1,500 students staying over the summer. She says she's looking forward to spending time in the area before she goes abroad next semester.
I'm really excited to go do some of the stuff that I've been too busy to do during the school year.
Tristan Cox is a football player at Elon. After spending 2 summers here, he says there's not always stuff to do.
It does get a little boring at times, especially with us. A lot of times it's just the football team here, or maybe another sports teams and a few other people.
But this summer, he's looking to venture out.
Try and find some new places around here that provide something fun to do on an off day or when you get bored.
If you're like Weber and Fox, there are quick summer getaways around Elon to give you a taste of summer. Just about a half hour down the road near Graham is a little town called Saxapahaw. A former mill town, Saxapahaw is a historic town and an easy day trip. Shops, outdoor dining, and scenic views are just a few of the things you'll find. In the summer, there's also an outdoor concert series and farmers market every Saturday at 5 p.m. But if you're feeling more adventurous, about 45 minutes away in Durham is the Eno River State Park. Over the river and through the woods, Eno River is a great place to hike, swim, and enjoy nature.
It's a bit of a walk, but when you finish, there's a great place to cool off.
With almost 28 miles of trails, there's something at every turn. A little closer to campus, Burlington City Park is a 10-minute drive. If you're looking for a place to go for a jog or leisurely walk, this is the place for you. Or if you feel like reliving your childhood summer days on the playground. Near or far, there's plenty to do over your summer staycation at Elon. Brian Ray, Elon Local News.
Well, Amanda, I'm hoping the weather is nice the rest of this week so I can do some of that stuff before I go home for the summer.
Fingers crossed for sure. And our Carly Thomas is live with our Phoenix 5-day forecast. Carly.
As you start to study for finals, you might want to take those books outside while the sunshine is still here. We did see some rain this morning, but that is nowhere in sight for the rest of the week. The high was in the 70s today, and it's going to remain that way all the way through Wednesday. Heading to the rest of the Phoenix 5-day forecast on Thursday, the high is going to be 80. It's going to continue to increase all the way to 88 on Saturday. For the last time, I'm Carly with your Phoenix 5-day forecast. Now back to you.
Amanda, I'm definitely going to have to take advantage of the nice weather, and I'm definitely going to be studying outside this week. That's
you're
for
right
sure.
by the lake, so that's
exactly
so nice.
Lake Marynell. Well, our Megan Lynn is live in the studio to talk about some final study tips for us all.
Finals kick off in just 2 days. Can you believe it? As a senior, I'm going into my last round of exams, and here are some of my top study tips I've gathered over the years to help you get through finals. When you have a lot of vocab words and terms to memorize, I recommend using Quizlet. Quizlet lets you make flashcards online, and you can study on your computer or using the app on your phone. This is my psychology study set, and you can study them like actual flashcards, or Quizlet can make them into tests for you so you can quiz yourself. Making an account and downloading the app are both free, so you don't have to worry about spending money on flashcards. And once I've studied a Quizlet set a couple times, I will handwrite the items and definitions I've missed multiple times. According to studies by the medical journal Psychological Science, writing by hand boosts memory and retention significantly more than typing. Once I've written down terms I wasn't getting, I test myself using Quizlet flashcards again. And my last tip is a little bit different. Try chewing gum. According to a study done at St. Lawrence University, popping a piece of gum in your mouth a few minutes before you test can help wake you up by increasing blood flow to your brain. These are my study tips for you. Happy finals. Back to you.
Those were some great study tips, but now we have Caitlin in studio to tell us a little bit about sports.
Been a busy year for the Phoenix. Coming up, a look at this year's top 3 sports moments from this past year. Softball ended its historic season in Harrisonburg in the CAA Championship Tournament Finals against #1 seeded James Madison University. The Phoenix lost 12-0 in 5 innings, making James Madison the victors of the tournament for the 5th year in a row. This was the first time that the Phoenix have appeared in a CAA Championship Tournament Final, and 3 players, Abby Barker, Allie Repko, and Megan White, were chosen for the all-tournament team after. The Phoenix will graduate 5 seniors, including 2016 All-Rookie team member Erica Serafini. Elon baseball ended its historic regular season on Sunday. For the first time, the Phoenix were crowned Colonial Athletic Association regular season champions. John Sarver has more.
The Elon baseball team looks forward to the start of the CAA tournament. After clinching the CAA regular season title with 3 games left, redshirt junior Cam Devaney says there was excitement about winning the title early.
It was a lot of fun. It was nice to get out of the way, before our last weekend.
With this portion of the schedule finished, the team can now look forward towards the CAA tournament. Pitching has been a big component to the team's success. Junior pitcher Kyle Bronovich also says the energy that the team carries is an advantage going forward.
I think, this year we're all sort of hungry to get that next level, and regular season championship was just one part of it.
Head coach Mike Kennedy has been with the Phoenix for more than 20 years. Kennedy says that the team has stepped up this year in conference play and that pitching and defense contributed to their success. Kennedy also says that the team simply has fun playing America's pastime.
This is a great group of kids, man. They're fun to be around. They enjoy what they do. They joke with each other. They joke with us, but they know how to separate that and go to work when it's time to do that.
With a long break between the end of the season and the start of the tournament, Devaney says the team has to stay sharp if they want to bring home a trophy.
Honestly, we're just excited. I think we have a great chance to win the thing, and we just got to keep doing what we've been doing, and we'll be fine.
John Sarver, Elon Local News.
The Phoenix will be traveling to Harrisonburg, Virginia for the CAA tournament next week. The tournament is set to kick off on Wednesday, May 22nd. Elon football will see 14 players walk the stage at graduation later this month, which is the highest number of graduating players on any Elon sports team this year. For some players, this will be their final goodbye to football as they take the lessons they learned from the game into the workforce. However, for a select few of the class of 2019, the dream of going pro does not end at commencement. Senior linebacker Warren Messer was given a tryout with the Minnesota Vikings and a long shot chance of making a pro. Even if playing doesn't pan out, Messer said he is not so easily stepping away from the game that has changed his life.
So hopefully I'll be on the football field somewhere in the next couple of years, and then if that don't work out, I know I'll be still on the football field, just on the other side, which is coaching. I definitely want to pursue that as a career. I just love the game too much to be away from it.
Messer is not the only one of his teammates looking to extend his football career after college. Oli Udoh was drafted in the 6th round to the Minnesota Vikings, and CJ Chukwud signed a free agent contract with the Baltimore Ravens. And to wrap up this year in sports, let's take a look at the top 3 stories for the Phoenix. Starting at number 3, SCHAR Center opened its doors in the fall of 2018, becoming the new home to Elon volleyball and basketball. The basketball teams played their first home games in SCHAR Center against the University of North Carolina. A record 5,245 fans attended for the men's matchup against the number 8 ranked Tar Heels. For the women, the home opener was a matchup between mentor and student as Elon head coach Charlotte Smith led the Phoenix against her alma mater and former head coach Sylvia Hatchell. At number 2, we have Elon football's upset at number 2 ranked James Madison University. At that point, JMU had won the CAA 3 years in a row and beat the Phoenix 6 consecutive times. The Phoenix, led by sophomore quarterback Davis Cheek, went into Harrisonburg the underdog and stunned the highly favored Phoenix, propelling the team to number 5 in the FCS. Coming in at number 1, we have the men's tennis team winning their first ever CAA championship. The Phoenix had made it to the CAA semifinals every year since entering the conference in 2015, but never got over the hump. The Phoenix won the championship over number 1 seeded UNCW on the back of sophomore Camila Ponce. That's all for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Wow, it truly has been a great year in sports.
It really has. And before we go, we will say goodbye to our ELN seniors.
You're watching Elon Local News.
Today, Elon Local News' senior class says goodbye to our organization. For 4 years, they have made our newsroom a strong one, producing stories and working hard. Our ELN advisor, Rich Landsberg, joins the class of 2019 in studio to say one final goodbye. Give it away to Rich.
Thanks so much. What a joy. This is the best part of the school year as far as I'm concerned. Everybody works hard on this broadcast and at Elon News Network to inform our community, to help our community understand what's going on. So we ask this couple of minutes of indulgence at the end of our school year so that we can just brag a bit about our graduating seniors. They're not all here, but the ones that are include Rachel Ellis in her bright yellow here, who will be informing the community in Charleston about what's going on when she goes down there as a reporter. Rachel Lingret, where's Rachel? You always hide because you're, you know. Rachel will be going up to Portland, Maine, my old stomping grounds. We're happy to have you up there. You'll be working for a friend of mine as a producer, and you're going to kill it up there. Cami Banky, where's Cami? Cami Banky and Megan Lynn are about to get some fantastic jobs. We know that, and they will also be informing and doing some wonderful things for our community and helping our world become a better place, and we appreciate that. Carly Thomas is going back home to Charlotte, where she'll be working in television news and online. Eric Webb will be staying close by in Durham. We'll be working as a producer. Emmanuel Morgan is going to Atlanta. I was back home, but you're from Charlotte, so you go down to Atlanta, work for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, which is a fantastic newspaper. And Alex Hager, who stands out above the rest because he's tall. Alex Hager is doing the most exotic of any of us. Following his love for radio, he is going to Alaska. And in Alaska, that's got to be an incredible, incredible opportunity. Not only just informing the public there, but also apparently some salmon fishing will be in your future as well. So, you know, as we say goodbye to all these folks, we remember some of the great stories that they've done over the years, but also remember how each and every one of you worked hard, struggled at times, not always easy, but you always did it, and I am immensely proud of you, and I know our audience is as well.
And seniors, everyone at Elon Local News will miss y'all next year, and thank you so much for everything that y'all have done.
And that's all the news we have for you today. Thank you for joining us.
For all the news you need to know when we're not on the air,